What actor or actress stupidly left a movie franchise or TV series thinking they were too good for it, only to be never popular again? George Lazenby has to be the top answer. Dude with zero acting experience lands the role of James Bond after Sean Connery, and was offered a multi-film deal to be Bond for the foreseeable future. Then, his agent just totally misguides him, telling him both that it's the summer of love and nobody is going to keep wanting to see spy movies about killing people, but also that since Head already appeared in a film, he could ask for whatever he wanted and they couldn't turn him down. They brought Connery back for a film instead and Lazenby's acting career basically ended on the spot. Chuck Woolery left Wheel of Fortune only to see Pat Sajak host it for over 40 years. Several of the actors of MASH left early to make it big, none of them really did. Crystal Reed from Teen Wolf. She was so certain she was done she had them kill off her character only for her career to flop outside of Teen Wolf and 10 years later would come back and have them revive her character for the movie. Calculin. You left Melrose Place to do a movie with Carrot Top. My ex-girlfriend was on a soap but as a regular extra. They were starting to give her speaking roles, got her SAG card, etc. Once she got her SAG, she demanded more speaking roles or she was leaving. She never got another role after that. Brian Dunk-Elman was CEO host of Season 1 of American Idol with Seacrest, and then quit. Over the years it has toggled back and forth between whether or not he would have been fired anyway, but in at least one interview he admitted to quitting and then almost becoming suicidal over it. Marcus Chong was Tank in The Matrix. Main character in a huge franchise. He had all of these big ideas about how the movie should be done and how his character should progress. That's fine, but he wouldn't stop pushing them on the directors and producers. When it came time to make Matrix 2 he was not invited back. Dude could have literally just shut up, been cool and thankful, and made huge bank and a bigger career. Katie Holmes took a pass on The Dark Knight to go be in a movie called Mad Money and like you, I haven't seen it either. Like, half the cast of Downton Abbey. J.A. Rule was in the first Fast and Furious movie. David Caruso leaving NYPD Blue, and Shelley Long leaving Cheers are good examples. Late to the party but Stuart Townsend was the original casting for Aragorn in the LOTR movies, but during pre-production and rehearsals he refused to practice things like swordplay, horse riding, action choreography etc., always responding "You'll get it on the day." Peter Jackson decided he couldn't work with him, Viggo is brought in literally on the first day of shooting and the rest is history. Ed Skrein left Game of Thrones as Dario Naharis thinking that if he starred in the reboot of The Transporter it would spawn sequels. Men of Reddit on dating apps, what's something you see on a woman's profile that instantly turns you off? If they say I don't contact first on Bumble. When it's 2 to 3 of the same people in every single picture and I have no idea who she is. That level of obliviousness is so unattractive. Disturbingly obvious filters. Don't talk to me unless XYZ. As soon as I see first 4 words, I swipe left/click away. This applies to same-sex dating as well. End number X200B. Quick E2A, also, education, School of Hard Knocks or the streets. If you have to specifically state that you hate drama, you love drama. Entertain me, don't be boring. Typically these people are the dullest and most entitled people I've ever interacted with. 5 consecutive group photos with absolutely no clear direction on which one person is the common thread. I'm not here often, DM me on Insta. My kid comes first. I'd sure fucking hope so. You better be able to hold a conversation. Then my back hurts as I proceed to carry the whole conversation. I get a little put off when they do the 2 truths and a lie and one of the options is, I have a kid. That's real information I'd like to know before swiping. I'm not on here much, add me on Instagram/Snapchat/TikTok. I'm not here to increase your follower count and I'm not chasing you across platforms. Edit, I'm specifically referring to people who have this as their bio, not asking to move off your dating site of choice after talking to someone for a while. It took me 5 seconds of swiping to find this. This app is stupid, you're probably more of a girl than I am, and I'll probably only talk to you for 5 minutes but good luck dude. Holy bitch energy lol. I'm looking for my Joker to my Harley Quinn. Sorry, but unless it's for cosplay or Halloween, that tells me you're rather dysfunctional in relationships and somehow thrive in it. Anyone who pretends they are too cool for dating sites. My friends dared me. I'll probably delete this in 24 hours. You are just like the rest of us, Diane, lonely or horny. Get over yourself. Filters. If you could go back in time for a day to witness a historic event, which would you choose? Strasbourg 1518, to witness the event where the whole town succumbed to mass hysteria and danced themselves to death over 2 months. I have always wanted to go back in time to somewhere around 4500 BC and just record the languages being spoken around the world. There are entire fields of research that deconstruct proto-languages of the languages we speak, but those can only go so far back and don't account for all the other languages that got abandoned over time. The only hard part would be choosing how far back in time to go, because humans have speaking languages for a very, very long time. Assuming I have a safe vantage point on some kind of spaceship, I choose the planetary impact that's believed to have given us the moon. I'd like to see Tenochtitlan before the Spanish destroyed it. For a long time, the Mediterranean Sea was cut off from the Atlantic Ocean and the rivers flowing into it were not enough to prevent it drying up completely. At some point in time, the ocean was able to cut an opening at Gibraltar and millions of cubic meters of water poured into the basin. That, I would like to have seen. Edit, poured, THX Snapper 1971. EDIT 2, it is called the Zhang Clean Flood and the last time it happened was 5.3 million years ago. It was not a big waterfall, but took at least a few thousand years to change from a trickle to a massive stream. To the question if this was the source for the Noah stories? No, the first humans appeared about 2 million years ago in North Africa. Must have been a different flood. There are so many incredible answers here. I don't know if this answer counts as it's not historic in the terms of a specific event, but I'd love to see early humans and how their lives were. I'd love to witness a hunt and see how they survive. What their early community life was like. What they really looked like. I am curious to know what their teeth looked like pre-farming, how their bodies looked when food was scarce but they did a ton of walking, and really how they walked without shoes. After writing this out, I'd like to see the Iceman's last day. Scientists know almost everything they can about his last few days on Earth, but not who he was or why he was murdered. It would be interesting to see the answer to those questions. Kepler's supernova. Visible to the naked eye, Kepler's star was brighter at its peak than any other star in the night sky, with an apparent magnitude of 2.5. It was visible during the day for over 3 weeks. Records of its sighting exist in European, Chinese, Korean, and Arabic sources. It was visible during the day for over 3 weeks. Wow! Just imagine the magnitude of that explosion, which was visible for 3 weeks during daylight. It was 20,000 light-years away. When the Golden Gate Bridge was finished, my father was one of the first to walk across it. He died when I was 8. Would love to see him again. Diogenes telling Alexander the Great to step out of his sunlight. The winged hussars charge. It was so impressive that a battle nearby stopped just to watch them charge. A tour of Library of Alexandria before it was destroyed. I'd watch Reactor 4 explode from very far away. And maybe in a special suit. The premiere of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony in Vienna.